$2,000 a month for an entire year. In this video, I'm going to go and unpack and break down a proposal that would essentially give everybody, everybody, a $2,000 a month stimulus payment for an entire year. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Kwak here, one of the Kwak brothers, coming to you again with a video to unpack and break down a stimulus proposal on the table that would essentially give everybody a $2,000 a month payment for an entire year. Now, before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you want more updates and breakdowns of stimulus proposals, as well as learning how to invest in real estate. So far, the stimulus programs that were passed and acted on was the $1,200 payment that everyone pretty much received as long as you were eligible. We also seen the SBA programs such as the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, as well as the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which the Paycheck Protection Program quickly ran out of money, and the government is putting additional funding to the Paycheck Protection Program. We've also seen an additional boost to the unemployment payment each week that individuals will get, and we've seen stimulus that got applied to specific industries such as the airline industry as well as the hotel industry, mainly because they're suffering from the coronavirus pandemic. So a couple of days ago, I released a video breaking down a proposal that would essentially cancel all rent and mortgage payment for an entire year. And here it is again. We have another stimulus bill that entertains an interesting idea of paying everybody in the United States, regardless you're a citizen or a non-citizen. Everyone will be getting a payment of $2,000 a month for an entire year and $1,000 a month payment for an additional year. Now, this bill was actually introduced last month, but there's some revisions since then that need to be addressed. Now, this bill isn't to be confused with another bill that has similar provision that would essentially pay out a $2,000 a month in stimulus checks for an entire year. This bill, called the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, is essentially like the other bill, but on steroids. And I got the bill in front of me, so let's go and break it down, and I'll share my screen with you guys. Okay, so right off the top, we see the name here, Automatic Boost to Communities Act, is a short title to essentially name the bill. The next section pretty much puts definition on certain terms and terminology throughout the bill so that there's no confusion when the lawmakers do decide to pass this bill. And eventually, Section 3 ultimately talks about how the payment will work and what the payment actually is. The Secretary shall establish a program to be known as Boost Communities Program. Under the program, the Secretary shall make payments to eligible individuals for each month in the payment period. Such payments shall consist of general assistance component as a targeted supplemental assistance component. So basically, it's just a fancy language saying, hey, create a program to pay everybody. Under the Section 3B payments, the amount of payment shall be established as $2,000 a month to eligible individuals thereafter during the payment period, and $1,000 per month to each eligible individuals a year after the payment period. So essentially what this means is that everyone's going to get paid $2,000 a month for an entire year, and an additional 1 year where everyone gets paid $1,000 a month. Now, to define who is eligible to receive the $2,000 a month payment, there's a section called Eligible Individual. It pretty much says that any citizen or resident of the United States or any non-resident alien who has been in the United States for more than 3-month period. So this pretty much paints a broad stroke on everybody who's been in the United States for more than 3 months. And we also notice that there's no age restrictions on this, so even a 1-year-old or a 5-year-old or you're a college kid can receive this $2,000 a month payment. That ultimately means that if there's 4 people in a household, they will be receiving $8,000 a month for an entire year and $4,000 a month a year afterwards. The bill also talks about how the money will be distributed. Under Section 3.2 Methods of Payment, it says the recipient will essentially provide the bank account information to the Secretary, and the Secretary shall directly deposit the program payment into such accounts. The second way that the individual will receive such payment is the Interim Boost Card. It says that in any case in which subparagraph A, which is the direct deposit part, does not apply, the Secretary shall contract with banking institution that includes minority deposit institution, community development financial institution, credit union, national banking association, and any licensed money transmitter as deemed necessary or appropriate by the Secretary to issue an interim boost card. Now, these interim boost cards essentially work just like a debit card or a gift card that the government would put funds into, and the recipients will essentially use that card to draw money out of the ATM or to go shop with at their local stores of their choosing. These cards are also not subject to any fees or penalties of using it. And if the recipient uses the card to go draw money out of an ATM, the ATM may not charge any fees on these cards. These cards will essentially be distributed through either mail or there could be an in-person pickup. The recipients can also access these funds through a website portal. And the program would also essentially create a hotline to assist individuals in getting these funds as soon as possible. The bill also makes it pretty clear on how this payment will be treated. The bill pretty much says that the payments will be treated as benefit payments, and such payments will not have any effect on other payments of benefits that could be received by the recipient. Also, such payments will be protected from wage garnishments. And ultimately, here's my thoughts and my commentary on this bill. First, the cost of implementing this program will be upwards of trillions of dollars, as well as implementing website infrastructure and the cost of putting together a telephone hotline to inform individuals about this program. So it's not just the cost of sending out these payments to the individuals, but it's also the cost of implementing the program by itself. And a problem I see is that this proposal may create a massive inflation in the future, driving up the prices of products and commodities, and create more long-term problems in the economy down the road. But you know what the bigger problem is? You not smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So if you haven't done it already, go and smash the like button and turn that like button to blue. Just like the bill that we talked about several days ago about canceling all rents for an entire year, I don't think this bill has any chance of getting passed through the House of Representatives nor the US Senate. Not to mention the cost of hiring government employees to enact this program, as well as costs of printing these boost cards. And as each day go by, I feel like more of these stimulus programs are getting crazier and crazier over time. It just feels like a game of which politician can give out more money the fastest and how much more they can one-up each other. And honestly, I feel like the real goal of this bill is to redistribute the wealth. Now, I would be a fan of redistribution of wealth if it worked, but it doesn't work. In fact, redistribution of wealth actually makes the wealthy even more rich, and here's why. I believe that your financial situation can be ultimately changed by the decisions that you make on how you spend or invest your money. If the wealth of the entire world was redistributed amongst the population equally, the people that were once wealthy will once again become wealthy all over again, not because the system is rigged or any way, but it's because the wealthy has the knowledge and the education to be able to take whatever they have and multiply it and grow their wealth over time. And not to toot my own horn, I'm the perfect example of that. My family and I came to the United States as immigrants. We didn't speak the language, we didn't know the culture, we didn't know anybody. And over time, I had to educate myself on financial strategies, as well as learning how to invest in real estate and learning how to manage my finances properly. And that's how my family was able to accumulate wealth, not through some rigged system or we weren't born to be rich. And over the years of becoming financially literate, one thing that I've learned to gain more wealth is to simply create more value. If I come up with an idea to create a service or a product that is deemed valuable to somebody, people will ultimately exchange their monetary resources for the product or the service that I've been able to create. A great example is Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. Mark had a skill set as well as the talent to code amazing software, and that's how he came up with Facebook. And people thought, wow, that's a great software, it's a great product, it's valuable, therefore I'm going to jump on and sign up for Facebook. And today, as you know, Facebook is one of the world's largest social media platform, and it's worth billions of dollars. So my opinion is that the best way to redistribute wealth is to simply educate people on financial literacy and investing skills, as well as making good decisions with their money. Otherwise, people will continue to spend reckless money on shoes and clothes and on liability that would essentially cost them more money down the road. Instead, we need to teach people how to buy income-producing assets such as rental properties, stocks, as well as businesses that will continue to pay them year after year. So a bill like this may have a short-term peak as well as an uptick on individuals' finances, but over time, without the proper financial management skills as well as investment decisions, the money will essentially flow right back to those individuals who know how to manage their finances and know how to decide on which investments to go invest your money on. And again, I don't think this bill has much chance of getting passed, so therefore I really wouldn't worry about it. Now, there is another bill that's on the table that a lot of people are not really talking about. It's not getting much attention from the media. This proposal is called Getting America Back to Work. And the way that I would explain it, it's kind of like a softer version of the Paycheck Protection Program. This proposal doesn't involve in loans or direct payments to the individuals, but this proposal does incentivize individuals going back to work and also gives incentives to employers to rehire their employees and hire more people. The proposal will essentially give a refundable payroll tax rebate covering 80% of employer payroll costs, applicable up to median wages, including support for rehired workers with rehiring bonuses. So this will essentially, to put it in a simple term, this proposal will give a tax cut to employers to basically rehire employees and also to be able to hire more employees. When an employer pays their employees, they have to pay what's called payroll taxes. And the payroll taxes come up to be about 7.5% of the employee's paycheck. So for example, if I'm paying an employee $20 an hour, not only am I paying $20 an hour, but I'm also paying additional 7.5% for the payroll tax on top of the $20 an hour. The employee will also have withholdings on their tax. And as you know, if you ever received a pay stub before, you would notice that the government takes their share of your paycheck. So ultimately, this proposal would cut taxes on both the employer payroll costs and the employee tax withholdings, which now there's a win-win balance for the company as well as the employees working for that company. So bottom line, this will incentivize employers to rehire their employees as well as bringing the unemployment rate down and apply a tax cut to both sides, the company and employees, to ease the burden. What I also like about this proposal is that it does have a balanced approach so that big corporations in Wall Street won't go off and monopolize on this opportunity. It says it would create measures to prevent a feeding frenzy by Wall Street on the wounded firms of Main Street. So this will essentially prevent the bigger fish from eating up the smaller fishes. And ultimately, I do believe that this proposal has a shot in getting passed and actually helping individuals and companies in getting the Americans back to work. As the economy reopens back up in the next few months, I don't think we need drastic direct payments of $2,000 or $1,000 a month. And I believe that we need to encourage employers to hire their employees so that they can get paid and put food on the table. So let me know what you think about these proposals. Which proposal do you think has a better chance of actually getting passed and being implemented? Let me know by commenting down below. And also, if you'd like for me to continue making these videos on unpacking and breaking down different proposals and stimulus plan, go and subscribe to our channel because it does encourage me to go make more videos because I typically don't make videos on Saturdays. So if you guys want me to make more videos about stimulus proposals and breaking down the bills, go and subscribe to our channel as well as hit the bell notification icon so that you get notified as soon as we release a video. And if you guys missed it, go and watch some of the other videos that I made about stimulus proposals and breaking them down so that you guys can easily understand them.